Hi, I'm TashTheMinion. Welcome back to my beginner's guide to the Long Dark. Since the last episode, I've been doing plenty of looting around Mountain Town, and I'll just show you some of the things that we've picked up. So I've been storing them all in the place where we spawned, in Grandmother's house. I've made that my central base, if you like. So we're picking lots of medical supplies up. Let's go to medical supplies. It'll show you what's in a cabinet. So plenty of antibiotics, antiseptic, a Go energy drink. For later levels, these are really good for a burst of energy if you've got a rope climb or something to do and you're a bit tired. And then painkillers as well. We found plenty of clothes. I have changed up some of my clothes, and we're going to talk about repairing shortly. We've found plenty of fuel, books, some fire logs, and then we're carrying some fuel with us. So we've got matches, we have paper, and some wood bits and pieces, and we've picked up a few sticks. Food wise, we're playing on Pilgrim, so we found quite a lot of food. I filled a cabinet here full of food, and I've got a cabinet on the go that I'm putting food in. So the first thing I want to talk about is the status symbols. So you can see the 4 status symbols in the bottom left of your screen. The first one is your temperature. When you're outside, it will show you how cold it is. So you can see we've got 2 arrows going down, so it's pretty cold. And what will happen is the longer that you stay outside, the more that temperature gauge will go down. As it goes down, you become at risk for hypothermia. And if you are, you will see that in your afflictions. Now we've got a sprain risk. This is because we are currently tired. If I go back to the second symbol, the one with the eye, is how tired we are. If we go back to the afflictions, you can see that we're drained, we're getting tired. Here is your temperature for how cold it is outside. Now, the drained also impacts your backpack weight. So the standard when you're at full health and condition is 30 kilos. You are able to carry 30 kilos basic weight in your backpack. You can obtain another backpack which gives you an extra weight capacity, and you can make a moose satchel which gives you a further increased weight capacity, but your basic backpack is at 30 kilos. As you get more and more tired or encumbered, or your condition starts going down, you start to lose the capacity. So we are so tired now that we can only carry 25.76. And that will continue to go down. So the Long Dark is very much a game of managing your weight, managing your condition, and keeping yourself as optimal and healthy as possible to maintain your maximum backpack capacity. So as you can see, it's getting even colder. We've now got 3 down arrows on the temperature, and we're getting colder and colder. The third symbol is your water. Water is life in TLD. So it's how thirsty you are. And again, you can see that in your condition. It's your parched. And then the last symbol is your ravenous symbol. And this is where you get hungry. So you want to always try and keep that in the white. If you keep that in the white for 3 days, you obtain an addition which is called well-fed. That well-fed will increase your weight capacity by 5 kilos. So that's always something that you want to aim for. So we're going to go inside. And let's light a torch so we've got a bit of light. We'll get into the kitchen. So we're going to, I found a few cooking pots, so I've got quite a few cooking pots on the go. I've been making some water, so I've got some additional water. We've got plenty of flour here as well, look. And some soup. Now, did I just see, oh, it's a sewing kit up there. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Okay, that is a reading book. We'll talk about that in a moment. So we're going to light a fire on the stove. We're going to use our torch. Whoops. We're going to use some newsprint for tinder. In fact, let me show you something. So until you get fire starting 3, you need tinder. Now you can just use newspaper, or you can use newsprint to craft tinder. Probably going to lose our torch now, but it's not a problem. Yeah, we did. So let's go back to the stove. Okay, now we've got some tinder that we can use. We're going to use wooden matches. It's wooden matches, there we go. And a book is always pretty good for starting a fire with. So let's see. Sometimes it'll fail, sometimes it will light. Let's see what the game gives us. The TLD gods, as we call them. Okay, we got a fire first time here, so let's add some fuel. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about some of the food that I found, which I've kept in my inventory. Let's go to food, get the right one. So I found this. It's a mouldy coho salmon. It's raw. Now, if you cook this, it is fine to eat. So you go to the cooking pot, cook, select your salmon and cook. And that's in there. That's going to take 34 minutes. I also found this rancid rabbit, and it's raw. And again, you can cook it so that you can eat it. So did I put, yeah, I put plenty of fuel on there. 31 minutes till ready. So we can cook that. Now, just going back to status symbols, you see how the parched symbol is now going into the red. That means you're getting thirsty. Now on lower levels, it takes a while for your condition to go down, but on something like loper, interloper, this will start bringing your health down, and your health is the little heart with the line. As that starts going down, you start losing condition. So you want to drink, and I'm only going to part drink that, so I'm going to press escape halfway through. So we've got the salmon cooking, the rabbit cooking. What else did we find? Okay, we found this. This is fresh venison. it's already cooked, so we can just eat this. You can see our food going up. There we go, we've eaten it. Things like crackers are good to keep on you. They're pretty light. They will help reduce, they will make you thirsty, which is good if you want to sleep and take a herbal tea, for example, beforehand. So we've got these cooking. You can cook a soup, for example. If you've got a can opener, it will give you the can back. So we've got the tomato soup in there, and we should get a can back. That's cooking away. And then of course we can keep cooking water. So we want to keep our food bar up high to get the well fed, because that extra 5 kilos is really what you're aiming for. Now, I don't know how many days we've been in this world. Let's have a check. So we've only been here 1 day. We've got a little bit of time before we get well fed. Right, the rabbit's cooked. Because it'll sit in this pot now for 43 minutes until it burns, and then it becomes inedible. So we're going to take that and we're going to eat. We want to get ourselves full. The salmon is cooked, 40 minutes until burned, so let's take that. Okay. Now, we didn't eat all the salmon, we filled up, so it's left in our inventory. The thing that we need to watch when we've got raw meat, and I should have shown that before, but you get a little symbol here that shows you it's how stinky you are, basically. If you have anything on that causes stink, it attracts the aggressive wildlife such as wolves and bears. So walking around with raw food and even cooked meat on you is not the best idea in the world. So we'll just take the soup. It's cooked, but we don't need it. We're full. So we looked at cooking coffees the last time. There are other things that you can cook. You can pick reishi mushrooms, and you can make a reishi tea. Now they are also have healing properties. So you can craft them first. You need to craft them into a prepared reishi mushroom. And then as long as you've got water, you can cook them into a tea. What we've got on our fire, let's put some more fuel on that. So we'll just pass time quickly, and there we have a nice cup of reishi tea. So we'll put that in our inventory, and then we'll get the snow finished. Right, we've got one non-potable water now. We've got an hour on there. We've got an hour on there, so it won't burn because it's going to take nearly an hour. When the fire goes out, that will be done. So in fact, let's just pop a stick on because I want to take a torch to go upstairs. So let's just add that. we'll take a torch. 57, 54, that's fine. Our water will just finish now. So when we get to this point, it's night time outside. This is a time when we can go sleep. We're tired enough to sleep. Our sleep symbol, look, is just going into the red. So we'll put the torch out, hover over the bed. Now, the thing to make sure before you sleep is that you're fully fed, if you've got enough food to be fully fed. And we're fully watered. 10 hours sleep is the best one for mending condition. So when you hit the bed, it'll say what your calorie store is and how many calories burned per hour. So if we want to get 10 hours sleep, we're going to burn 375 calories. We've got a good calorie store. The other thing is where you're sleeping. In here, we're fine. But if you're outside, you may freeze to death and go into the long dark because you were too cold and you died in your sleep. So we're going to sleep. Good 10 hours. Okay. It saves when you sleep. And then if we look at our backpack, we are now back to 30 kilos. So we've got our condition back up to a good level. We could have actually slept a little bit more, but we won't. A quick useful tip is if you come across safes. I'm not going to show you what's in it, but I am going to tell you how to open it, because when I came across these the first time, I hadn't a clue. They are locked. You don't need to be going around trying to find some sort of safe code or anything like that. You can safe crack, basically. So to do this, you left mouse click on it and it brings up the dial. Now on the keyboard, I don't know how to do this on a controller. For those playing on controller, I am really sorry. But on mouse and keyboard, you use the A and the D keys. So you use A first to go in one direction, and you basically have to safe crack. And then note the number and always go back to 0 to restart it. So that was 6. Once you've gone one way, go back the other. So you use the D key to find the next number. We can find it. There we go. So that's 10. Okay, and then you do the A key to go back in the other direction again. So it's ADA. And we do our bit of safe cracking. I usually take about 10 attempts to do this because I keep forgetting the numbers and going too fast. But so I am doing it slow, just so I have to do it once on video. There we go. So once you've got the 3 numbers, it's got the open button. You click on that and it will search the safe. But I'm not going to do loot spoilers here. Sometimes they have good stuff, sometimes not. On higher levels like interloper, they rarely have much of use in them. So let's talk about mending. You have these clothes. Now we mentioned this in the last video, you can double layer up, etc. We have found a few things as we've been looting, so we're at a +10 warmth bonus now, which isn't too bad. What you need to do is make sure that your clothes are well maintained. So our hats aren't too bad. Now I found this ragged military coat. It's got great warmth bonus, but it's at a really poor state. So we want to get this mended. You need to make sure that you've got wool and a sewing kit if possible. That's taking it up to 70%. That's also, because we've mended it, it's increased our warmth bonus by another 1%. It's at 70. I would be inclined to repair that again. And as I said, you have to earn levels, so sometimes your repairs will fail. The downside of that is you lose the cloth. See, now that's given us another 1% because we've repaired it. It's now at 100%. That's not too bad, it's at 90. Right, we'll repair this. We've got a bit of cloth on us. Let's put that at 100%. Not really changed that. Right, let's see if we've got a better item. Let's take a look at that. See if we can get a better inner top. So this is 0.3. Warm and cozy. So I'm not sure that's better, to be honest, but I don't know if that's, let's repair it. It's not in a very good condition, so yeah, but this is getting better. This is a better item of clothing, so let's let's wear that, but let's repair it again. %, that's better. It's not really increased our warmth bonus. So mitts are really important. You need to have mitts, otherwise you will get frostbite. So these are ragged fleece ones. They're better than the driving gloves. Not as good as if you find the blue woolen mittens or the gauntlets. The gauntlets are probably the best mittens in the game. So we're going to repair these. Having your head and hands covered are really important. So they're up to 93%, and they've increased our warmth bonus by a further 1%. The jeans are 100% anyway. Our thermal underwear, I might just repair that one more. And we can see we're standing here, we're getting thirsty now because we're doing quite a bit. So we're going to make sure we don't want to lose any condition. So we're going to have a drink. and then we'll go back to monitoring our clothes. So we've got decent wool socks, 83%. Let's repair those. These are only 49. 51. Oh, we've picked up another pair, so let's wear those instead. And then let's repair them. Now we've got a failed repair here now, so we'll have to try that again. Okay, now we've got 100%, and we'll put those unused ones away. We don't want to be carrying those around. So I also found these wool ear wraps. These are a useful item. They go in your accessories here, and you wear them there. That's immediately given us another 1% wool bonus. What we're also going to do, because they're only 64%, is repair them. Now we've run out of materials. That means we've run out of cloth. So there are plenty of opportunities for getting cloth. You can either harvest a raggedy item in here. So say we took this cotton tuck out. Okay, you could go to it in your inventory. Now, as a reminder, anything that you are wearing has this little triangle in the corner. We're not wearing this. We can do actions and harvest, and that will give us a piece of cloth. So we're going to harvest that. And then we go back to our clothes, our ear wraps, and we've now got a piece of cloth to repair. That failed, and we lost the cloth. And that's because we're still a beginner on our repairing. So we could either find another item to break down, or we could break down some curtains in some of the buildings. So we'll break that down, and then it might be getting too dark now to repair, so let's try again. We want to repair our ear wraps, please. No, it has let us repair. So they're at 100% now. And it's increased our warmth bonus now to 14%. So the other thing to make sure you maintain is your bedroll. Your bedroll, now ours is at 100%. As you sleep in it, as you use it, it will start degrading. So again, you need to use cloth to repair it, to keep it up to a good condition. The other thing, which is not going to let me do because it's too dark now, is my boots. My boots are only 40%. Now, to repair those, I need a cured leather. I do have one, which I found. But you can also, if I can get back to the cupboard, which was, should be here, you can also harvest driving gloves. Now we don't need light to harvest, so if we go to their clothes, driving gloves, we want to harvest, and that will give us another piece of leather. So we're going to harvest those. So it's night time for us. So we're going to sleep and then we'll come back and repair the boots. Okay, we've slept now. So the last thing we want to repair is our boots. They're at 40%. That's bad. So we need the cured leather, of which we've got 2 pieces. So if it fails once, hopefully it won't fail the second time. Got the sewing kit. Select repair. Cured leather is a little bit harder to come by, so you always want to hope that it doesn't fail. That's at 65%. I think we're going to need to repair those again. That failed and we lost the leather, which is really annoying. So let's see, have we got anything else in here that we can harvest? Okay, running shoes. We can harvest those. Actions, harvest. That will give us 2 leather. So let's harvest those. Okay, let's go back to our boots. Repair, not harvest. Try one more time. Yes. There we go. Our boots are now 90%. Oh, this is good. Benefit, well fed. That means that we have maintained a full stomach, good health. So if we look at our weight now, our backpack weight, we are now 35 kilos because we've got this +5 bonus for having well fed. You've managed to prevent starvation for 72 consecutive hours. You're full of energy and can carry more gear. You're also able to face physical trials ahead, and your condition is increased as a result. And you can see on your condition bar down in the bottom left, it's got the little plus symbol now. Because your condition's better, you've got well fed. So we've got all our clothes maintained. Fixing our boots give us another 1%. So we've got a plus 15 warmth bonus now. We're looking pretty good. We're in a good place now to be able to go out and do some adventuring. Keep an eye on your clothes. Animal attacks will wear out your clothes. They will degrade naturally anyway. They will degrade quicker if you walk in blizzards. So it's really important to keep an eye on your clothes. As they start to degrade, you'll start losing critical warmth bonus. Okay, one other thing to talk about is mapping. Some people map, some people don't. And basically, you can use charcoal. Now, have I got any charcoal? Yes. So you pick up charcoal from fires after you've cooked something. And what you can do is map regions that you're in. You can only do it in daylight and good visibility. So you can't map in fog, for example, and you can't map overnight. But basically go to your radial menu and select a piece of charcoal, and then you can left mouse click to survey local area. And this is where we are. So this is the house that we're at. No, this is the house that we're at, sorry. They changed them all to say Milton House. This is the house that we're at. This is where our base is. So this is the house that's behind us. That is a credit union there. So M to go to your map. We'll find where we've just mapped. So there's Milton House, that's the house behind us. There's the credit union. So you can see the road going this way and there's a road going that way. You have to wander to various different places to be able to map further. So we know it's only gone up to the credit union. Now, I don't know anybody that uses spray paint, but you can use it. Let's put that away for a minute. So if you were searching buildings, for example, and you wanted to flag them as searched, you can to change the shape. You could do that. Okay. And it shows on the map where you've searched something. I don't use it. I don't really know anyone that does, but it's just something there if you would prefer to use that functionality, basically. Now, what it won't do on the map is show you where you currently are. So if you've mapped a whole region, it won't show your current location so you can get to somewhere. It just shows where you've been if you've mapped the area. So I'm going to just wander down here a bit more so that we can map again. Okay, let's get down to say here. Okay, so I want to map again. Okay, and that's opened up this road here, and we can see there's like a little fork that goes off there. Which is that direction there. So we'll be heading up to the fork. And then this road goes off in this direction. This is another road which goes in that way. So that's just a little bit about mapping. So we're back here at where our base camp is. Now, when you go into the map, you can also go into the world. And this is the map that, if you remember, where you select your the region that you want to spawn in, and it shows all the regions available. Mountain Town is a pretty big region. There is more to it than just the town here. I don't want to do spoilers. What I want to do is just show you a couple of things that you might not find. The first is a plane crash. So you need to, that's our location up there, and you need to head this way. I'm not going to go all the way there. I'm just going to show you where the signs are. So there's a sign for a radio tower, which is there. And then when you get to the radio tower, you need to keep on heading along the pathways, and eventually you will find a plane crash in that direction. That's one little hint about a direction that you should go. I'm going to go back down to the house, and then I'm going to tell you about a different location. Okay, we're back at the house. And if you head in this direction, you need to follow the road all the way out of town and keep on following the road. There are some buildings along the way that you can check out. Keep an eye out for corpses, etc. Stumps with reishi mushrooms on that you can harvest. Rosehip bushes that you can harvest. Obviously keep looting cars as you go. There's a church here. A little further along the road you'll find a fork almost, but it backtracks on you but goes up a little bit, and that's to a trailer. Just little things like that, but you know, it's your adventure to have, it's your survival experience. Good indicators of things that you should check out are things like these crows. Can you see the crows flying, and they're kind of circling over something? Now they're a game hint that something is there. It can be a corpse, it could be a dead deer. So we're going to follow the road and we're just going to check out what's there. Here we go. So they're kind of circling over this corpse. I'm not going to search it, but they're the kind of things that you need to look out. And as you get to higher levels, where you want to craft bow and arrows, checking out where these crows are is really important, because where they are, they drop feathers, and you need the feathers for being able to craft arrows. So we're going to continue following this road. There's that little fork that I was telling you about where you go back on yourself, but we're not going to go up there. Another thing that you want to look out for are saplings. Again, in Pilgrim, Voyager and Stalker, not so much. You get weapons in the form of flare pistols, revolvers and rifles. For Interloper, these things are basically gold dust. You need birch saplings, which is what this is, and you harvest it. That gives you a birch sapling. You have to drop it in a building for it to cure. It takes 4 days to cure, and then once it's cured, you can use it to craft arrow shafts to make arrows. The other sapling type that you would want to look for is maple saplings. You would harvest that, again drop it for it to cure, and you use that to craft either the bow or the travois. So we'll take that with us for now, and we'll carry on following this road. As you come to the end of this road, you come to this bridge, and it's got some vehicles on. However, it is patrolled by a bear. Now we're in Pilgrim, the bear will leave us alone. In Voyager, Stalker and Interloper, well, you're going to have to deal with the bear, and we're not going to cover that in this series of videos. I do recommend, can you see the bear over there? I do recommend in the video details some really good, more technical players that have YouTube channels, and they have videos on dealing with wolves and bears and things like that. Because we're in Pilgrim, as long as we don't aggravate him, he should run away from us. But he will walk all the way along this bridge as part of his pathfinding patrolling. But hopefully he will run away from us. Now on lower levels, some of the vehicles on this bridge have some really good loot in them for clothing wise. Once you get past the bridge, hopefully he'll see us and run. There he goes, there he goes, except for he's going to run in the direction that we want to go. We're coming to the edge of the mountain town map at this point. So where that wall bank is there, we can't really go past that much more. Once you've gone past this car, there's your bear tracks. They're always useful to keep an eye out for when you know you're in a bear area, because you kind of know where he is then. So this is the end of the world map here. Now we want to go this way, and the reason why I'm pointing this out is because it's a one-way location. So we go up the top here, and it's going to bring us to a cave. You might want to sleep when we get inside it. So follow this up. This will bring us out at a location of which there's no way back from. I'll explain that again shortly. So here we go. Here's a cave. Now you can tell where caves are because the rocks are just a little bit darker. So we're going to go into this cave system. Okay, we're now in the cave system. It's pretty dark. I'm going to rest up, get some water. A lot of caves that you go in, if you can see, it's got 2 bars up. That means they're pretty warm. So you don't necessarily need a fire to keep warm. So let's eat some food. In fact, I think we are going to need to make a fire because we've only got 2 pretty rubbish torches. So let's put down a fire. Let's hope it works first time. When you watch some players stream, you might hear the character voices. I also have those turned off. But again, your game setup is entirely up to you. So we're going to add a bit of fuel on that. We're only doing this really because I want to pull some torches. So let's pull some torches. Then I'm going to sleep because it's warm enough in here for me to sleep. And then we'll continue through the cave. We've slept a little bit. We've got our condition back up. So we're going to continue on through this cave. And while we're going through, we're just going to have a look for anything useful, like coal. Coal is great. If you're outside and it's very cold, you would put sticks on a fire and it may not warm you up. Coal will. That will start warming you up. So it's important to find coal. Also, any coal that you pick up in a cave system eventually respawns. So again, it's useful to pick it up so that there is the benefit of it respawning. So here we found a poor person. We'll pick up the wood. I'm not going to search stuff. I'm just going to take the stick. Now you might, if you're lucky, find a torch. This is a 68% torch, so we'll take that. Just check for coal. Okay, and then we'll continue on the way. So before we go crouching through there, let's light a new torch. Still keeping a lookout for any coal. Okay, continue on through the cave. Okay, it's going to be night time when we come out. So we've travelled through the cave. Now, this brings us out still in Mountain Town. Okay, if we were to go back through now, we could go back through at this point. However, this only comes out on a ledge. Let's just replenish some of our sticks. Let's get the sticks that's here. So once you've gone down, you can't get back up. So we'll go down here. And the reason for taking this route, we aren't going to go in it. Got a dead deer there, which you can harvest, is that there is a bunker. Okay, we're not going to go in it. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. So you would go to the bunker. Now you could either go all the way back, or of course we've got a deer corpse here, so keeping a lookout for feathers. Or you can go down here, but once you've come down, you cannot get back up. Okay, so we call it the one-way cave. You can only get to the bunker by going the route that we've just taken. Then from here you can, because you will have explored this area, you should realise where you are and be able to get back into the town. Here we've got some rose hips, so you can harvest those. Again, these make, once you've prepared them in your crafting menu, they make a tea that has healing properties. Other things that you may come to are these rose hip climbs. So we'll take the rose hips first. Whoops, we clicked on climb. Which is very easy to do. So these are what we call rose hip climbs. They've usually got rose hips by them. Got these root systems, and then it will say climb, and you can climb up them and down them. So we'll just climb back up again for display purposes. And I want those rose hips. Okay, so we'll take those, and then you can climb them, or some of them you can just go down. Grab some more rose hips, and then we're going to carry on our journey back to the little town. Here we are heading back to the town. The house there is where we've set up our base. And we will call an end to today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried not to give too many spoilers, just some hints and tips about navigating around. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye!